Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. 44-year-old Tennessee resident Michael Asbury traveled to D.C. with his cousin. And following Donald Trump's speech, Asbury was seen on the Capitol grounds. He was first seen on the media tower. He was cheering for the violence going on below. A while after that, when the mob was seen pushing a Trump sign into a line of police, Asbury was seen with his hand on the edge of the sign to try to help with that attack. You guys might remember I've mentioned this attack before. They called it the Billboard attack because this sign was absolutely massive. It was framed in metal and it had these huge metal caster wheels on the bottom. The investigators said that the wheels, each of them were the size of a man's head or bigger. So this could have seriously injured officers. I mean, it could have knocked them unconscious. So the corners of the billboard could have put their eyes out or given them concussions. But anyway, sometime after this billboard attack, Asbury was seen standing on a ledge and he was overlooking the Capitol grounds. He was dancing, so he was celebrating again. And then he was seen standing on a ledge just outside of the Lower West Terrace tunnel. Now, eventually, Asbury entered the tunnel and he started pushing on the person in front of him, as so many other people did. He was, lending his weight to push against the police. He also took part in one of those collective heave-ho pushes where everybody was rocking back and forth and yelling heave-ho. After that, he fell back to the mouth of the tunnel. And as he was standing there, he was watching others assault the police. And Asbury helped to pass stolen riot shields out of the tunnel. So that was their way of making the police more vulnerable. They would steal the police riot shields, pass them out to the people outside of the tunnel to keep them away from the police. But then they were also passed back into the tunnel, and some of Trump's terrorists were using them to shield themselves, because the police were using their batons, they were using pepper spray. So at one point, he was seen handing a stun gun to January 6 convict that you will probably remember, Vitaly Gostchenkowski. So Gostchenkowski ended up using that stun gun, but he was standing just outside of the tunnel when that happened. And then Asbury moved back into the tunnel, took part in another heave-ho push against the police, and then he maneuvered to the front of the police line, and he participated in yet another heave-ho push. So the police sprayed everybody with chemicals at that point, and so Asbury exited the tunnel, and he was seen rubbing his eyes. It clearly affected him. Several minutes after that, he re-entered the tunnel again, moved to the front of the crowd again, and took part in more coordinated pushes against the officers. After being hit with more pepper spray, Asbury moved to the mouth of the tunnel again. He stood there for a while. He was cheering on the violence. So Asbury was arrested on June 28th of 2023, and he was charged with civil disorder, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and physical violence on Capitol grounds. And this is really funny. When Asbury was arrested, he agreed that he would waive his Miranda rights. And so he agreed to speak with the arresting agents and to tell them whatever he wanted. I don't need an attorney, I'll speak to you. So Asbury actually tried to sell the idea that he only entered the Lower West Terrace tunnel because someone told him that people were getting trampled. So he, the hero that he is, went in and he was trying to move people out of the way so that the injured could get out. Such a hero, you guys. We should be so grateful. He should get a medal. Anyway, Asbury also tried to say he was just being pushed from behind. And he remembered seeing riot shields and a taser. And he said he may have, quote, put his hands on the taser. But he remembered thinking to himself, he thought, that doesn't need to be in here. These people. This is my favorite part, though. Asbury said that after the tunnel was cleared, he tried to calm the crowd down. And he told the police, "You guys are doing a good job." And then he said that he and one of the officers bumped fists. These people, they need to be writers. They need to write fictional novels. I mean, it's no wonder they love Trump, right? They're just as full of shit as he is. Anyway, in March of 2024, Asbury pleaded guilty to the felony charge of civil disorder. So he faced up to 5 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. But the government requested only 11 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. And U.S. District Judge Rudolph Contreras presided over Asbury's case. And in the end, he sentenced Asbury to only 4 months in prison, 4 months of home detention, 2 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. I'll give Contreras this much. He is consistently bad at his job. I am never like, oh, wow, Judge Contreras really gave that person a legitimate sentence. I mean, just never happens. I am perpetually disappointed. Anyway, you have to laugh, right? We laugh to keep from crying, as they say. Anyway, 4 months. I mean, I guess he'll still be in prison by the time the election happens. So, you know, that's a good thing. And it's a felony at least. So he'll have that on his record for a while. Depending on where he lives, he may not be able to vote for Donald Trump ever again. Oh, well. All right. I'll let you all know if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.